Good morning, it's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are going to look at the balance of energies between the divine masculine and the divine feminine inside of ourselves, knowing that whatever state those energies are in, we can see reflected back to us in our external environment. Tough night for me last night. Not surprised to see divine feminine's side is no cards showing. She's like not wanting to go first today. We're going to honor that and flip over this last card of divine masculines. And we're going to go and see what is going on with the divine couple today. All right. Top of the deck, overall headspace for our divine masculine. Good morning. The Hermit. So he's gone within to seek guidance. Still feeling not ready to speak his truth, not ready to come out and say his piece. So he's gone within and he is, good morning, he is seeking inner transformation. This is the bottom of the deck. The thought in the back of his mind, death. I think he's also worried about the death of the connection right now, which is also why he's kind of retreated and gone within to Hermit energy. But he seeks transformation of himself and rebirth in this connection. The first thing on his mind today is temperance. So we can see that he must be working on this or relying on the Archangel Raphael, who's the twin flame angel, to assist in balancing the energies between the divine masculine and the divine feminine within inside of himself. And he is either needing assistance with or maintaining temperance energy at the moment, which is good to see because that's in his awareness, that's in his mind, what he's thinking about. The next thing on his mind is this Page of Swords energy, and it's in reverse. So he is really feeling like he does not want to embody this energy whereby he picks up this sword and doesn't know how to wield it, is just kind of, recklessly running into the battle and causing issues. So he's really, I feel, part of this temperance energy is about tempering this uncertainty he has, this inexperience he has with revealing truth. That's what's being tempered, in addition to if there's any substance abuse issues or addiction issues, etc. That is partially why we're seeing this. But I think ultimately what we're seeing is that the balancing that he's needing to do in this Hermit energy is to really balance this inexperience of being honest. The song that came up for him today was Elliott Smith's song, The Biggest Lie. And those lyrics are, I'm waiting for the train, the subway that only goes one way, the stupid thing that'll come to pull us apart and make everybody late. You spent everything you had, wanted everything to stop that bad. Now I'm a crushed credit card registered to Smith, not the name that you call me with. You turned white like a saint. I'm tired of dancing on a pot of gold flake paint. Oh, we're so very precious, you and I, and everything that you do makes me want to die. Oh, I just told the biggest lie. I just told the biggest lie. So this is a divine masculine who's not always comfortable telling them the truth. In fact, not comfortable at all. And doesn't really have a lot of experience with doing it. So that's what he's needing to temper right now. Because this Page of Swords energy has caused a tower moment to happen in this divine union somehow. And he feels it was his Page of Swords behavior or his Page of Swords behavior that has led to this tower moment. But the clarifier for this tower moment is good, so sit tight. But yeah, tower moment, not great. Something pretty tumultuous. Something's making him worry about the death of the connection. He's worried right now. And he's really fucking tired. He's super tired. He's super exhausted. He's been doing this healing of these wounds, but he doesn't feel so confident about persevering in this temperance energy, which is why it's in the first thing on his mind. The forefront of his mind is retreat and isolation, which is his MO. Things get hot and he fucks off. So he's feeling like he just doesn't know if he can persevere and maintain this energy. But he's releasing his anxieties and his fears in regards to this Page of Swords energy. He's choosing to trust that this divine light counsel that he has, that he's really kind of been trusting in for the first time, that this divine angelic presence will help him to maintain this energy and to temper this inexperienced energy he has with being honest, being open, speaking the truth, and help him to just dive in and, not be afraid. This is like the opposite of the Fool, right? The Fool is just like, all right, here I go. I'm going right off this cliff, just kind of with a grin on my face. The Page is standing on the edge of that cliff with his truth, and he's afraid to take that leap, right? He's very afraid of it. So Divine Masculine is releasing worries about this. He's working right now in his mind with this angel energy, with this healing energy, with this temperance, to see himself in a new way, as he was commanded to before, to see himself with fresh eyes, so that the true tower moment that is really happening is not one where this connection is ended, but instead this clarifying card, his 10 of Pentacles. He is thinking right now that as long as he can maintain this temperance energy and relinquish his fears about his inability to speak his truth, this tower will actually lead to the great change, the great shift that has to occur in order for this 10 of Pentacles to be here. So this is good energy, really. Tough energy, but good energy. All right. Heart space doesn't look a whole lot more warm, I gotta tell you. Both of these two today. Top of the deck for the heart space. That solo victory. He wants to have victory in this union, right? But he wants it to be a shared victory. See how in this vice versa image, here's all of the participants who helped this general achieve this victory, right? But in this side of the card, we don't see them. It's not a shared victory. It's just him that we're seeing being honored right now. He wants to leave that behind. He's desperate for this to be a shared victory between the two. And this Six of Wands was hugely present yesterday. So definitely we feel that's so important to him, that this victory be shared. And what is the victory? Well, the niggling feeling in his heart space is the Lover's card, but it's in reverse. Now, it doesn't mean he's afraid that the lovers won't be together, but what we're seeing is this couple moving from darkness into the light. And so he wants this shared victory to be one that everyone can share. He wants it to be in the light of day. He doesn't want it to be hidden or secretive anymore. He knows that that is, first of all, unacceptable to this Empress. This is not an Empress one keeps hidden. This is an Empress one, it has on his arm and is proud and excited to show everyone. So he wants to be able to give her this. He wants the victory to be shared, not only with Divine Feminine, but with the world. That's in his heart right now. Very important to him. First thing in his mind, he has not brought this justice. He has not been able to do this yet, and he feels very vulnerable, very afraid to, look at this angel. I had an archangel experience in my late teens, like right before I turned 20. I think it was 18 or 19. And It was a vision. And it was Archangel Raphael. When he appeared to me, he was like, no joke, like 30 feet high, and not even really something you could describe as, he wasn't even this delineated. It was more just light, but that white-eyed, terrifying energy, it wasn't terrifying like demon terrifying. It was truly awe-inspiring, but it brought you to your knees. And this is a fearsome atonement that he feels he needs to make. And so it is very intimidating to him. And he understands that fear about being that vulnerable in this situation is really holding him back. But he is wanting to free himself from the self-sabotaging energy. He is acutely aware that these bonds would be easily slipped off of his arms. He could grab this sword and wield this truth. And he really does have the freedom to do this. So he is wanting to release this self-sabotaging energy and move into a place where he can honor that freedom and speak his truth. Vice versa, Hierophant energy. The reversal is on this part of the Hierophant card, which we have fertility of ideas, thoughts, learning your lessons, etc. We have like the foundation of what the Hierophant is built on. And we have here the part of the self-sabotaging energy has to do with legal contracts, past legal contracts, and potential family involvement with those past legal contracts. It could be actual children here, things like that. But he wants to release the self-sabotage whereby he feels that he's bound by these past legal contracts, but in his heart space, he really knows that this is not the case. We have 9 of Cups. It's in reverse. This wish fulfillment is delayed. It's being delayed by the self-sabotage. And he really wants to move away from this. He's also wanting to be better about relinquishing divine feminine as his reward. That's been something he's been working on. He knows that the reward needs to be the union within himself instead of the specific material manifestation. So he is working on that. But it's also about this wish that he has to share this victory with his lover in the light is still delayed. Now, 2 of Wands, twin flame energy. Yesterday came out for divine feminine upright. Today we're seeing a reversal. We're seeing here impatience, because this is definitely the side of the card where we see that that this individual is waiting for divine intervention. And we have a feeling of impatience here. And this 10 of Wands, which is a really massive burden that he's been carrying. To have to wait for this divine plan has been extremely burdensome for him. But the last card in his heart, he knows that as this divine timing unfolds, as he releases these bonds that he has imposed upon himself, as he relinquishes these burdens and sets down these burdens, he gets to have his 10 of Pentacles. Because this is the only union right now between head and heart. This material manifestation of this divine couple on the earth. The house, the family, the dogs, everything. All of them together here. And a great change, a huge tower moment that will change everything for the 2 of them, so that they can finally be here in this material manifestation. That's divine masculine. Let's look at divine feminine. I'm scared. All right, gotta flip all these cards over. All right, honey, let's go. She is not doing that great today, I'm not gonna lie. Top of the deck for her. Overall headspace. She feels like she needs to walk away. Here's the 8 of Cups. She doesn't want to do it. That's why it's reversed. So the forefront of her mind, the thing she's thinking about today is, I just got to walk away. I got to walk away. I cannot. But I don't want to. But I want to. But I don't want to. Right? And that is supported by the niggling thing in the back of her mind, which is 2 of Swords energy, which is, I gotta walk away, but I don't want to. But I want to, but I don't want to. Okay? Going back and forth. It's also about having a lot of opportunities and a lot of choices. So it wasn't, I gotta walk away, I don't want to, but I have no choice. It was, I gotta walk away from this because it is not good. It is not good to be kept a secret. It is not good to not know why. It is not good to be manipulated. It is not good to be lied to. It is not good. So I need to walk away. But if I do, I have a lot of options because I have spent all of this time trying to make a perfect version of myself for Divine Masculine until I realized that I was really trying to make a whole authentic version of myself. And because I did all that work that was initially motivated by this outside person, as I've done my healing, I realized, no, I am a whole person inside of myself. I don't need another person to complete me. So now I have a lot of choices. And this isn't just choices of partners, although it is. Because you do. Believe me, as you've come into your confidence and your authenticity and you're in your power, do you think you're not attracting? You're attracting. You're more attractive than ever, right? Divine Masculine knows it. That's what the urgency is about. That's what the impatience is about. Oh shit, I got to get in there before someone else does. It's true. Because you are at a point of attraction. So you have a lot of opportunity and a lot of choices, and you could go down a lot of different paths. And the fact that the forefront of your mind is, I need to walk away, but I don't want to. But the back of your mind is, but if I do, I have a lot of choices. And I'm not just talking about what kind of partner I'm going to have, because I don't think that's going to be a concern of yours for a while now after all this. It's really about, I have so many opportunities and so many options for enriching my own life that it doesn't really matter what this specific individual is doing. It doesn't matter. So if I walk away, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I love that. First thing on your mind, 3 of Cups in reverse. Now, for some, this could be third-party energy you're afraid of or you're sensing is causing issues in the connection. And for others, it's really just about not being able to celebrate. Not being able to celebrate, not being able to have the reunion yet, not being able to be happy, really, and do what it is that you want. Because there's no justice yet. But justice is upright. It's been in reverse in your heart space because you were feeling you were due an apology. In your head space today, you're seeing that it's integral. This justice is integral, and it is here. There is justice already here in this relationship without Divine Masculine saying anything. The justice is that you deserve a Divine Masculine who can bring you into the light. He might want to do this. He's sabotaging and blocking himself from doing it. He might want to do it, but he's not doing it. So the justice is what you deserve and what you're getting is not matched up. So he can't have it. He can't have it. The other thing in your mind is, as long as you're focused on this justice and needing this apology, your spiritual fulfillment is delayed. Here's your 10 of Cups. Now, it was upright yesterday. It was the first thing on your mind. You were spiritually fulfilled without divine masculine doing anything. Something has happened between yesterday morning and today where suddenly your spiritual fulfillment is feeling a bit shaky. It's not feeling so strong. And part of it has to do with this need for justice. Where's my justice in this relationship? Where's my justice from divine masculine? And I think what I'm seeing you doing is mentally processing that this justice also cannot bring you spiritual fulfillment, right? The justice itself is not the thing that brings you spiritual fulfillment. Only you can do that. But you know you have a lot of opportunities and choices to do that. The clarifying card for the Three of Cups energy in reverse, Knight of Swords. Here we go. We got these reckless knights back again because he's followed by this Knight of Wands. So we've got both of this energy that you were really feeling, hoping was passing away from divine masculine, but it didn't. It's here. And this is a reckless knight. This is a reckless knight. And it's really more like a page of knight's energy in that he doesn't even know how to wield this truth kind of a thing. But you see him as having been reckless with this potential for this celebration. Knight of Wands, clarifying justice. Here's the justice that you desire. You desire an apology for this behavior. This is a knight who comes in, takes action, a lot of sexual energy, and then fucks off again. And this is what has been an injustice in this relationship in your mind. Then we have the Six of Swords, which is in reverse. So, and it is clarifying the Ten of Cups in reverse. So let's shift this. Let's see what happens. Okay. Here's your mind letting you know that your spiritual fulfillment comes not from a divine masculine ferrying you away on a boat into the sanctuary of your dreams. That's not what your spiritual fulfillment is, my love. No. Your spiritual fulfillment is when you use everything you've learned, all of the lessons from all of the pain and all of the struggles and all of the strife and all of the suffering, all these swords, and you navigate the waters of emotional reactivity on your own. You balance the feminine and the masculine. You come into full reciprocity inside of yourself, and you will have your spiritual fulfillment. And when I put this back down right here, I'm going to put it down like this, because this is what we're going to do for your mind today. We're going to bring you back to a place where your mind helps you navigate the reactivity, the emotional reactivity of your heart space. All right. Top of the deck, overall feeling of your heart right now, King of Cups energy. Now, there's that 6 again. This is a desire for reciprocity. And your heart is saying, he's great. He's a great king. He's wonderful. He's benevolent. He's compassionate. He's nurturing. He's sensitive. He's kind. He is psychic, intuitive. And he's silent. He's not saying anything. And you love this king. This is the overall feeling of your heart. You love this king. But you need the niggling feeling that you need. You need a transformation. You need a rebirth. Here's the mirroring. Niggling thought in the back of divine masculine's mind. Transformation. I must transform myself for this connection. Niggling feeling in the back of divine feminine's mind. The divine masculine, who has remained silent, must transform himself in this connection, right? Remember, that's your own inner divine masculine, not a physical person, but your own divine masculine must reveal his feelings. He must reveal them. He must transform from his inability to speak to this ability to express what is within him. His truths must be able to do this. first thing in your mind, in your heart, and it was here yesterday in the same position, is very significant. Also came out yesterday and I won something. So I'm excited. Like, what am I going to win today? Wheel of Fortune. Again. So this is good luck. I won a deck from one of my favorite readers yesterday. And I was so excited. So yeah, luck, right? But it's a shifting in energy. Now, I shifted into a place where I could allow a deck to come to me. I have come into a place where my financial situation is not as stable as it was a few months ago. And when I gave up my addiction, which cost quite a lot, in my mind, I was freeing up a big chunk of change towards, other things that maybe saving some so I could move out of this place, or being able to like buy a deck now and again so y'all can have some different visual imagery, whatever. And then my finances went, and I was like, what the hell? I freed up. I'm going to tell you this number, and it's $450 a month. It's really hard to say because that's about what I spend on food as well. So yeah, I freed that amount of money up and thought like, okay, I'm going to have a little extra spending money. But then, our situation in our economy is like, and like my money just started to match that, which it wasn't in the beginning. And then I was like, what? And now I can't even get any decks. But then yesterday, I received a deck. I allowed a deck to come to me without knowing how I was going to be able to have the resources for it, right? So that's a shift. That's a big shift. It wasn't just about luck. It was about shifting my mindset to understand that like money in your bank account is just a tool. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of a mental state, right? As your mental state in regards to it changes, that tool grows exponentially with your allowance, right? If you allow a resource to come to you that didn't have a monetary exchange, it doesn't diminish the value of the resource at all, right? It's still that same value. So it's just interesting how that shifted for me yesterday. And now, again, we see another shift. And it looks like Divine Feminine could use this again, right? This is also about destiny. It's about what she feels is destined to happen. This walking away energy is walking away from behaviors that don't serve her, not necessarily walking away from the connection itself, although that might be true for some. It's really about walking away from the behaviors in herself that don't serve her, and the behaviors she sees coming from this divine masculine aspect of self. Those are the things that she needs to walk away from. She doesn't want to walk away from it because it's comforting. It's normal. It's what's usually happened. But what you're getting right now, 2 days in a row, is this message from Source that what has usually happened is no more. And you have to allow that belief to take hold of you. What has usually happened is no more, because there has been a great shift, a shift in your fortune, a shift pushing you towards your destiny. Divine Feminine is afraid. This is the Moon card. We haven't seen the moon in a while, and this used to be such a dominant thing in the reading. It's about the subconscious, it's about the inner world. For this card, it's about this journey, right, towards this subconscious, it's all fantasy, emotions, but it's about fear and anxiety too. And what we're seeing here is this destiny she's afraid of. She's afraid of her destiny. She's afraid of how long it will take to unfold. She's afraid of what it truly means. She's afraid she doesn't fully understand her destiny. Like maybe she thought her destiny was this specific divine masculine. She was wrong. Maybe her destiny is just to serve God or something. Like there's all kinds of uncertainties that are surfacing right now in her heart space. And we're seeing that reflected in her head space as well. We have the 7 of Cups. So all these feelings swirling around, all of these, the things of the material world, temptation, desires, fulfillment, everything swirling around. A confusing feeling. But we're actually seeing that her heart is not confused. So to follow this moon card, we have destiny, and the moon, which is like this subconscious journey. Then we have her feeling sure, actually. We have her feeling as not confused about these feelings. She understands that in her heart space, this Ace of Pentacles is here. Like, we saw this yesterday in Divine Masculine's headspace, and it looked like it was coming through. And I'm gathering last night didn't kind of seem to offer any evidence of its being present in her mind, at least. But her heart feels differently. Her heart is not confused about what this Ace of Pentacles is. The Moon card, where she's feeling this uncertainty about her destiny, her heart knows what her destiny is. It's this Ace of Pentacles. It's the ace that she has herself. It's the real world material offer that she already has. Not one that someone else is going to give her, but the one that she has. So her destiny is not to receive this offer. It's not. Your destiny is not just to get an offer from a partner. It's not. Your partner's offer is only going to match the one that you're giving yourself. So once you achieve this destiny, which is your ace, which is you putting something out into the world, then an individual that matches that frequency, that is attuned to the same frequency, then that individual can do that same thing. Your heart is not confused about that. Your heart is pretty sure it's your own Ace of Pentacles that is your destiny. And that destiny is just reflected back to you by whoever, and remember, there's a lot of options, whoever can match that. That is where this reunion will come from. When you bring this Ace of Pentacles to yourself, this one that's in your heart, then you can bask in this reunion inside of yourself, and then you will see it reflected back to you. But you are the one that's going to be able to relish in this experience. All the memories, all of the things that have gone on, you will see, you will feel how it all was part of your destiny alone, right? This Six of Cups card in traditional tarot has a divine masculine figure being benevolent, giving to the poor, right? There's no poor here. There's no pauper here. There's no masculine giving her anything. He's not giving to the poor. He's sharing a cup. He's sharing a cup with a younger girl, like a child of some kind. But there's no one responsible for giving any cups here except for Divine Feminine. Her own cup is so full, she can swim in it. She can swim in her self-love. She can bask in it. She can relax in it. She can rest in it. And it didn't come from Divine Masculine. It came from her own destiny, her own Ace of Pentacles. Her heart is telling her where her mind is making an error. Her heart is also telling her that she is the Queen of Cups, right? She is the Queen of Cups. She is able to navigate her emotions. She is sensitive to them. She is psychic. She trusts her intuition. And a Queen of Cups can certainly navigate the waters of emotion and free herself for her own spiritual fulfillment. All right, that's good energy. That's good energy for Divine Feminine. Let's take a look at Divine Masculine's oracles and see what advice he's receiving to help him go forward so that he can heal these parts of himself where he's feeling this tendency towards self-sabotage, blocking, and he's wanting to transform. He's in the light attributes of the rebel energy, challenging authority to effect social change and rejecting spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So he's being boosted in this energy right now. He's being supported. If this is a Divine Masculine that's severing himself from a certain spiritual practice or an old system of beliefs, that can be very complicated. And so he's being supported in that. And he's really in his rebel energy right now. And I think that's these bonds, these self-sabotaging bonds, and this authority, because that's also present in the Hierophant energy. This really powerful, strict, rigid authority. That is what he's wanting to free himself from. And we are seeing that he is able to do this. He is being boosted in this energy. Also, I'm noticing he was overfeeling in his art space. He had 7 instead of 6 cards, which I didn't notice when I was reading. He's also in the light attributes of the artist, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses and inspiring others to see life symbolically. So he's really in his artist energy right now. While he's having difficulty expressing his feelings in terms of just speaking to Divine Feminine or speaking with her, he is absolutely able to express this dimension of life in his artwork, and he is inspiring others to see life symbolically. Saint Francis of Assisi is here to help him right now with unconditional love. If he has companion animals, this is the time to, there's in Abraham Hicks' law of attraction type stuff, she says, like, if you're worried or, things are bothering you, pet your cat, pet your dog, pet your cat or pet your dog, because they immediately tune you in to that unconditional love. They tune you in to this, this grounded energy, because they do nothing but trust their instincts. They rely solely on their intuition, and they just follow, what is written in their heart. And so as soon as you connect with that energy, that helps you pull you back into your heart space. And I think this is also just to remind him, this is loyalty as well. And it's just to remind him, okay, that's a new sound that I don't need to hear ever again. Thank you, universe. Because we were supposed to have a moment of silence, but this is to remind him that the love that he gets from Divine Feminine is truly unconditional. She can be pissy. She can be disappointed. She can be upset with him, telling a lie. But the love that she feels is truly unconditional. By the way, I forgot to mention, Divine Feminine's song was I Found Out by John Lennon. Which I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's about finding out that addiction doesn't satisfy you. It's like, brother, stay away from my door. Don't give me that. I told you before. So it's about like Christians coming to your door to proselytize, and John in the song is being like, that I don't believe in all that. Like, it just makes you crazy. So it's about doubting, actually, about rejecting truths, sacred truths. Very interesting. Divine Masculine, back to you. Sorry about that. Your saint that is here. So you have Saint Francis of Assisi here, and you also have Saint Cecilia here. And this is the play music card. Interestingly, this was in reverse. Which can sometimes be an emphasis, like, do this. Now you're in your artist energy and you've got a music card. It could associate with that. But it might also be about not, if you've been using music as a medium of communication, it might be about not doing that anymore. That, I think, is becoming very triggering. This Divine Feminine has tuned out of that. My ego, I just don't pay attention to that anymore. So it might be that you are, relying on is just, it is not the way. If you want to communicate, you need to just communicate at this point, not be doing this through other people's words. A time for healing. This came in reverse. This is also in reverse. And this card is a time for healing card. So there could be a strong message here for you that you might be holding off coming forward because you are sort of now using healing as an excuse to not do what you're afraid of. And you're really afraid of it. You're very afraid. So I think Spirit is telling you, you've done your healing. You've done your healing. You're going to continue to heal throughout your life. But the time for healing thing, that can't be the thing. That cannot be the thing that you're using right now not to come forward. Also, this prosperity lies ahead energy. This prosperity is here now. It doesn't lie ahead. You don't have to wait for something else. You don't need to wait for more money. You don't need to wait for more security. You don't need to wait for XYZ. The prosperity that you are experiencing and will continue to experience is here right now, right here. God, 4. I did not know this. I thought you only had 2, but each one of these is actually 2 cards. So, work your light, honey. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors are standing beside you. This was in reverse. This is really emphasized. Right now, the power of your ancestors is there. I'm feeling a bit emotional about that because I dreamed about my maternal grandfather last night who died when I was 14 of a brain tumor. And in my dream, he was wearing this red baseball cap. This, of course, was many years before Trump's red baseball caps of infamy. I don't even remember what cap it was. I don't remember him wearing a red cap ever, but he was wearing it, and when he died, he was bald from chemotherapy. He was in a wheelchair and he couldn't speak anymore. But in the dream, he was standing. He still looked like he did when he was sick. He looked like he was getting more vital, actually, like he was healing, interestingly. And then he spoke to me and laughed, but I don't remember what he said. So that ancestor card just seems very significant to me today, especially because it's followed by this. Soul family, call in your tribe. You do not have to do it alone. Truly, our ancestors are here because of this divine plan. We are, descending from a line, and those lines are coming together through time. And it's an event that is not just something that, us humans, material manifested humans are doing. This is a whole spiritual soul tribe that's coming together for you, Divine Masculine. We got huge emphasis on this card. This card is just say yes. And it's yes, 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 yes. Just say yes. And then, where are you being called to journey to? And that's what this card came out with. If you're being called to journey somewhere today, there's your Hermit energy. Now, what's interesting is this card was in reverse, right? In your mind, you're journeying back inside of yourself, back into isolation. That's your cozy, safe place. That's where you like to hide, Divine Masculine. And Spirit is commanding you, no, you are not going to journey back into isolation. You are going to journey away from isolation. Where are you going to journey to? Where are you called to journey to? Wherever that is. Yes, you are going. And look at that. What does that look like? That looks like the 3 of Cups. That looks like celebrating. That looks like having a grand old party. A nice reunion with your Divine Feminine. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Do you need me to say it again? Yes. Okay. Divine Feminine, you also got a butt ton of oracles today. So the same thing happened with these. First of all, I shuffled these guardians and like 8 cards jumped out. And I was like, okay, no. Put them all back, shuffled, then got what I thought was 3 cards and then found out it was 4. So same thing. And then you have 3 of these. So y'all need advice today. You need advice. Divine Feminine, you are in the light attributes, highlighting the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So you are in the light traits of the femme fatale. You are not in the shadow attributes, which are inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. No. Your heart is remaining open even when your dependency is rejected. You are in the erotic energy of the feminine, which is sensual and attracting, right? You're very much in this attracting energy, and your heart is open even when it gets wounded. You're also, I love that you're like in the sensual femme fatale energy, and then you're also in the light attributes of the hedonist, because honey, this is one hedonist right here. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life and celebrates the beauty in yourself. So this erotic energy, this beauty. Last night I decided I would get dressed up. It was Friday night, had nowhere to go, got pretty sad about it afterwards. I was like, well, that's great. But for an hour-ish, I definitely relished my own beauty. I was like, you know what? Divine Masculine might not see this, but I see it, and I'm loving it, and I know what this is worth. So you're being boosted in this energy of appreciating yourself, because remember the law of attraction, which I realized I didn't draw any law of attraction cards for today, but that's fine because we got 1,000 articles. The law of attraction energy is that you are, when you're in appreciation, you're drawing things to you. You're drawing all the good things to you. When you're a hedonist, inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life and appreciating the good things in life, you're drawing that to you. Now, if you indulge in your Thanksgiving dinner next week, for those of you that are going to participate in that, and you, the whole time you're indulging, are thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to regret this. I'm going to feel full. I'm going to get fat, which I can't even. We're not even going to have a fat conversation today, but I know y'all are going to think about it for the most part. You're going to think like, oh, it's going to make me feel bad. Oh, it's going to make me whatever. That is not relishing. That is not embracing the good things in life and celebrating beauty in yourself. A hedonist will take a bite of that food and lose themselves in how pleasurable that experience is. Really embracing how good it is to eat these traditional foods that make us feel warm and cozy and connected, and have ancestral connections through, you know, being passed down through the generations and preparing it a certain way every year, and laughing and talking. And for me, I'm having a dry Thanksgiving, but for some of you, indulging in wine and getting some red cheeks and you know, feeling goofy and fun and whatever. If you're in a state of joy during that experience, that is the positive light attributes of hedonism. The shadow attributes are pursuing pleasure to the detriment of your health, which you're doing anytime that you are judging your actions. You can eat an entire pint of ice cream and have perfect health afterwards. Or you can eat an entire pint of ice cream, worried and feeling horrible about what it's going to do to your body, and then you can create that. The detriment to your health has nothing to do with the pint of ice cream. Zero. That is it's nothing. We're all vibration, light, and energy. So it's just our reaction to the vibration, light, and energy that matters. It's your limiting beliefs about those things that matter, right? So be in the positive light attributes of the hedonist. Not surprised to see this today. Thief. Okay? Someone comes in, steals your heart, sort of a thing, right? We saw Knight of Swords. We saw Knight of Wands. I think we've got some thief energy going on. My earring is stuck and it's annoying me. Whatever, guess it's gonna be stuck. Okay. The shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. And then the light attribute is sheds light on potential wealth within you that can never be stolen, okay? And this is the message for you today. This Knight of Swords and this Knight of Wands, he can't steal anything from you. He can't, because that light, that potential wealth that's within you, that belongs to you. That belongs to you. That's your destiny. That's your wealth. That's your... That's everything, and he can't have it. He can't have it. There's no way for him to take that from you. It can't be stolen. So call in that light, that what is within you, he cannot take. He can't break your heart. It belongs to you. Blessings of abundance. Your guardian angel is here to support you in this right now. There's a reversal on this card because you're about to get a lot. It's also about you being afraid that you won't. This guardian angel, if you know your guardian angel's names, it's really helpful to call on them. I have a deck that helps you identify who your 3 guardians are. You can jump in my DMs. I'll help you for free. If you want to know who that is, I'll go through the book and tell you and give you the angels that are your guardian angels. Those guardian angels, you can call on them. They are here for you to help support you in these blessings of abundance and to help you with your doubt about it coming in. Take a pause, take a breather, take a moment, just pause. And that purple energy, that's crown chakra, that's connecting with the divine, meditation, contemplation. Interesting. You got pause and you got move. So take a pause, take a moment, take a breath, rest today, and then get your body moving. Really move it. Do you want divine masculine to make a move? You better make a move. And I don't mean towards him. I don't want you to do anything towards divine masculine right now. Nothing. Divine masculine is doing his own thing. You need to do your own thing. You need to move towards your Ace of Pentacles, the one that's in your heart, towards your destiny. You need to hold your vision. This came out again. Hold your vision. It's hard. You got a new start is coming yesterday. It's in reverse today because the new start happened. That Wheel of Fortune, that shift yesterday that allowed me to get a free deck, that started yesterday. Not today, not tomorrow. It started yesterday. Your new start is already here. I talked about the ancestors. The Anna is here, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plans. You know, that dream I had about my grandfather, I actually asked for a dream that would give me guidance to do what I needed to do. My dream included my grandfather and Tom York. Tom York, who told me he could do anything. And he said he could make things happen. And then all of a sudden my phone started like buzzing and buzzing. It was on a table and it started buzzing and buzzing, like getting a lot of messages. And I was like, oh, it's going to break. It's going to freeze. And then he like changed the thermostat in the house we were in, and everything started to freeze so much that like the glass was cracking. And I was like, no. And then he was like, no, I can fix that. And he like fixed everything and it all went back to normal. And then my family came back in and they could see him, like they could see he was there, and they were like, oh, weird. Like, why is Tom York here? And I was like, I don't know. That was a dream that I had last night. And I prayed, I asked for a dream that would give me guidance about what I'm supposed to do. I can't remember what my grandfather told me to do, except he was laughing. So I'm sure it was funny. And, but I do remember that Tom told me he could make things happen and made my phone like go off until it froze. So I don't know, maybe something to do with Tom York is going to happen in my future. But there is a divine plan here. This card is about how Jesus descended from Anne, right? Saint Anne. And Saint Anne was Mary's mother. And in the Catholic tradition, the Immaculate Conception, which most people assume erroneously that the Immaculate Conception is when the Holy Spirit impregnated Mary. It's actually not. The Immaculate Conception is where God prepared Saint Anne's womb so that she could carry Mary, because Mary had to be pure. Now, we can talk about the patriarchy and the oppression of women and virginity and purity. That's a whole other story. But if we think about spiritual purity and just disregard sex, which Jesus never mentioned even a single time, BT dubs, all y'all Christians who base everything on Paul's letters and he was a repressed homosexual, just saying. Anyway, the purity that was in the womb of Saint Anne is about Saint Anne carrying a human vessel that would be prepared for the divine to come through, because Jesus, being born as God, would have to be born in a spiritually pure vessel. So Mary herself had to be pure before Christ could even be within her. So this is something that was coming through the generations. We had to wait for Anne's mother. We had to wait for her grandmother, for her great-grandmother, for this moment to happen in the history of Christianity, right? That is one big ass long divine plan. And that takes time and patience, right? So Saint Anne is here to remind you about the seeding the light, laying the foundations for this divine plan. And then priestess energy. How are you being called to step up and lead, right? How are you being called to step up and lead? Because this Ace of Pentacles, you need to bring it. You need to stop waiting for divine masculine. If you're walking away from anything right now, it's waiting for his ass to do anything. Good luck with that. He ain't gonna do anything till you do this shit for yourself, right? You're the priestess. You're trusting your intuition. Your intuition is telling you right here, you can see it in these cards. These cards show you. This heart space shows you what's in your heart, what your intuition is telling you. And it's telling you that this offer that you were waiting for coming from this other side yesterday, stop waiting for it. Just do your own thing. Give yourself that solid offer. And honey, Tom York's waiting. He's waiting to make things happen for you, to take that offer and run with it, you know? Queen energy. This is the bottom of the deck for both couples, or for both in the couple. And you are both right now in the light attributes of radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So both of you are in this queenly energy, this benevolent authority of protection. Now, divine masculine is using this in his way. Divine feminine, you're experiencing this in your way. But ultimately, that regal, making these, pretty sweeping choices for this union and protecting it, you're both in this energy. St. Nicholas is here. Now, this could be a timing card for this couple, but it's about generosity. It's about giving without expecting anything in return. It's releasing a sense of entitlement in this relationship. And just, the thing is, you love each other. You love each other. If you stripped away everything, that's all that would be left. And you would be filled with joy when you see one or the other receiving, and that would be your reward. Just their joy, just the pleasure. That's all you need. You don't need anything. You don't need thank you. You don't need, quid pro quo. You just give something to your beloved and bring them happiness and leave it at that. If there's this exchange between you where it's been like, okay, he does something, now I have to do something, she does something, now I have to do something, and you feel like this pressure of expressing, or if you don't get a response, it's somehow suggesting that they're not thinking about you or whatever. And so that is something for something. That's not just generosity. Just be generous today. You and your loved ones are safe. You're safe. This connection is safe. You might be feeling tower moments. You might be feeling doubts. You might be feeling a sense of injustice. You might be feeling like you're sick of being in this place where you can't move forward. But ultimately, this connection, you and the one you love and all the ones around you are safe. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you, right? There's no blame here. Divine masculine didn't do anything to you. Divine feminine and divine masculine, divine feminine did not do anything to you. Everything that is happening for you. It is part of the divine plan that we can see so clearly, especially with that destiny card, with that Wheel of Fortune card. All right. I hope that this helped. You know what? I didn't pull law of attraction cards, but the one that's on top is attracting my attention. So I'm just going to pull up this one on top, which says, as I am segment intending, I am attracting. And so I think what this actually is referring to is how most of us in this collective over the last few days have started our day by saying, I intend to see, I expect to see, no matter who I am with, no matter where I am, no matter what I am doing, I intend to see, I expect to see that which I want to see, right? And as you are doing this intending, you are attracting. The way you feel is your point of attraction. And so the value of segment intending is that you pause many times during your day to say, this is what I want and expect from this segment of my life experience. And as you set forth those powerful thoughts, you will attract into your experience what you want. Now, if you try to intend something that you feel a lot of doubt about, if you try to make that intention something that's still hard for you to believe, you're going to attract that doubt too. So when you are setting intention, make sure you set things that feel good. That when you say it, it feels good to say it. If you say that whole thing I just said, that I intend to see that which I want to see, and then that which I want to see is something that's very hard to believe, like my divine masculine calling me on the phone today. Okay? You might have enough doubt that every time you try to set that intention, your back of your mind is like, yeah, right. That's not going to attract anything. So make sure when you set your intention, it's believable. Maybe you can say, that which I want to see, and then you're thinking, my divine masculine expressing his feelings for me in some way today. That you can believe, right? That you can set the intention for. You can believe he's had other ways of expressing to you that wasn't necessarily calling you on the phone or showing up. So if you get into a light space of that, I intend to see my divine masculine expressing his feelings for me openly, right? That is a gentler feeling. So make sure when you're setting your intentions that they are truly light enough. I'm learning that lesson. That's why I wanted to express that to you. Okay. Now the reading is done. I'm going to go teach, and then I have a fun personal reading I'm looking forward to today, and then I have a bunch of shit to do for my music that I didn't do yesterday. So yay for me. It's gonna be a long day, but that's good. I feel good. I'm working on this Ace of Pentacles. I know that I have it. I know. I've been sitting on it, but not anymore. I'm reuniting with myself, and I'm becoming my own divine couple. That's where we're at. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow morning.